You should behave like a king. You are there to present your 100%. You should not bother about what all things going against yourself. You should always in that state of mind that everything will be in your favor. Even if the interview went very badly, you should thinking and
Hello everyone. Today we have with us Raj. He's a junior from my college and he cracked Siemens on campus. And today he's here with us to share with us his interview experience. Hi Raj.
hi Bhaiya, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely fine.
So you can start tell a bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Raj Verma. I am currently a final year student in Kerala Tech University, pursuing my Bachelor's of Engineering in Computer Science branch, and I got selected as a software developer in Siemens, and I will be joining from next year 2023. So basically, talking about my interview experience, there was three rounds: online round, technical round, and the managerial round in the Siemens Healthineers. So the first round was online round, which has 23 questions in total, and the first 22 questions are of technical and the aptitude one, and the last one is a coding question. So basically, in the technical and aptitude questions were pretty much easy one. The basic DSA concepts, operating system, and DVMS concepts were asked in the technical questions, and some sort of verbal reasoning and quantitative reasoning were asked in the aptitude section. So after completing this, we have a coding question, which is something like finding a occurrence of a word, occurrence of character in a string. So that is the easy one. So for this completely, you will be given 75 minutes, and the one who qualifies this particular round will be gone to the technical round. So almost around 650 students have registered for this, and around 140 students were get selected. So the selection rate was very low. Okay. So on going to the technical round went for around 45 minutes. My interviewer was a lead manager at Siemens Healthineers. So the first thing started with my introduction. I gave my introduction. After that, he went straight forward onto the resume. On my resume, I have work experience in my internship. I have added Flutter developer internship. So he started questioning about my that internship. And then when I completed about my internship, then he asked about some basic DSA, like what is the use of Q data structure, what is the use of linked list, some kind of basic things. And then he went to the OOPS concept, where he started asking polymorphism, abstract classes, method overloading, method overriding. These all the things were asked. And then after explaining each of these answers, I was asked about a coding question. The coding question is something like a string question. Okay. So it was a easy question, but there is a crisp in that question. So I was supposed to solve that question partially. I didn't solve the question completely, but he gave me hint, although I was not able to solve that question completely. So he told me, okay, no problem. This is the particular approach you should follow, and this is the solution. So at that moment, I thought I would not get selected because these all things we kept in our mind. Like if we don't answer the completely good manner, I will be not getting selected. So we should don't keep these all things in our mind. And after completing that technical round, I got my mail for the selection for the managerial round within half an hour. Then my managerial round started after a gap of 3 hours. It went for 30 minutes, the managerial round, and in managerial round, behavioral aspects questions were asked. The deep explanation of projects were asked, like they asked each and every aspect of project, the introduction, the future aspect, the challenges you faced during your project. Then two puzzle questions were asked. After solving those puzzle questions, then he asked me whether you wanted whether can I ask you a technical questions? So I said, yes, sir, please. Then he asked me, "Sir, what are the different sorting techniques?" So I explained all those sorting techniques, and then I just added one additional line like, sir, I prefer a quick sort for array. So I thought the next question would be like, why you prefer quick sort for array? And that particular article I just read half an hour before. Why quick sort for array and merge sort for linked list? So the next question was same, why quicksort for array? Then I explained that GFG article completely, why quicksort is preferred for array, and uh, merge sort is preferred for linked list. Then he was quite happy and said, "Well done, it's good. So I will be seeing you in the company. I look forward to you." Then he said,
Mm-hmm.
"Thank you." Then it went good, and that's all about these three rounds.
Oh, okay, okay. So after that, like any HR interactions or any formalities?
No, we are told that there might be a HR interview, but there are
Mhm.
only three rounds: the online round, technical round, and the managerial round. The last one is the managerial round.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. Yeah. So let's move on to some FAQs. Like, does CGPA matter for Siemens?
But yeah, CGPA does not matter for Siemens because it just needs 7 and above CGPA. But I
Mm.
would say that it matters to some extent if you apply for other companies. If you
Mm.
have a CGPA of at least 8, it will be
Mm.
more beneficial to you if you will be going to some good companies. So you
Mm.
have that opportunity to sit in maximum companies if you have at least 8 CGPA.
Right. Okay. So next is how much does a programming language choice matter?
Programming language does not matter at all. You can opt any programming language like C++, Java. I preferred C++, but you can opt C++, Java, or Python. The basic DSA concept does matter. What are
Mm.
the DSA concept is there behind the programming language? That
Mm.
is what matters to the interviewer. So
Mm.
they don't borrow about the programming language. But
Mm.
specifically talking about Siemens Healthineers, if you know C sharp, that will be a
Mm.
beneficial point to you.
Oh, okay. So what do you have to say about DSA versus development? Like, both are like time-consuming things. So what is which should be given
Yeah,
more time, or how should we prioritize?
definitely DSA is very important to be getting placed into a good company.
Mm.
But along with that, I would suggest development should be also there, because
Mm.
what people do is people either prefer DSA only or development only. But if
Mm.
you keep both the things in parallel,
Mm.
then it will be much more good to you because you can add more projects related to your development into your resume.
Mm.
But you should not hamper your DSA part if you are going towards development. You should make this thing like if you have to solve 5 to 10 questions on daily basis along with the development what you are doing. So when
Mm.
you keep both the things in parallel, that will be more beneficial to you.
Mm. Right. So what suggestions do you have for candidates before the interview?
Like before the interview, I would suggest, for me, I think the very important round is online round, because the chances of selection is critically like 27 or 28%. So you
Mm.
should much focus on the first round, that is online round. After
Mm.
that, the whole thing will be in your hand. Okay,
Mm.
the first round is online round. For that, you should be prepared well. The technical questions will be like operating system and DBMS basic question will be there. I don't think so there will be any CN problem. So only basic DSA concept, OS, and DBMS concept will be there. Just basic one. You should cover all those basic one. Don't go into the deep. You will, if you will cover with the basic one, you will definitely qualify for the first round. And when
Mm.
you complete your first round, just be precise with your resume. Just one day before your technical round, go through your resume and do all your projects reviews, what you have done, and what you have pasted into your resume. Go through all of them. So
Mm.
when you go through your resume, that will be good for your technical interview. And for the
Mm.
managerial part, you should must have that communication skill and how you manage to communicate with the interviewer. Try always to communicate with the interviewer. That
Mm.
will be more beneficial in your managerial interview. Whenever you stuck in a particular problem, whenever you don't know anything, just say completely that, sorry sir, I don't know, I will look forward into it. That will be much more beneficial to you when you look towards the communication skill for the managerial round. So for
Right.
three different rounds, there are three different strategies.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Nice. What suggestions do you have for candidates during interview?
Yeah, during interview, just don't panic. Okay, you have to be like, it's okay if you do not have that particular answer of a question. Like in my case, in during technical interview, that what I explained. The last question I was not able to do it completely. I just did it partially, and then as it was the last question, so I don't panic in front of the interviewer. But when my interview was over, I was just panic. I was thinking like I will not be selected, and then I don't know how after half an hour the mail came for the managerial round, and I was really shocked at that moment. But after that, I realized that it does not matter if one or two questions go, and if you do not answer those questions, it's okay. If what all matters is your complete behavior during the interview, how you presented yourself, and how much precise you are talking about each of the points that were asked. So that all matters during the interview. You should not bother about one particular question gone wrong or one particular thing you didn't answer. So this should be a very important point.
Right, right. So, what suggestions do you have for after interview?
Yeah, after interview, just leave everything. Don't be in a thinking stage like whether I will be getting selected or not. Just prepare for the next companies with what all the companies coming to our college. Just prepare for them. Do not think about what are the result will be coming, whether I will be getting selected or not. Just just remove those everything, and you should be focusing much more towards your next goal.
Right. Do you have some pro tips to share?
Yeah, one very important pro tip is like communicating the interviewer in between the interview is very important. Like in my managerial round, it went very good because I have that thing in my mind that my technical round is not gone that good. So I have to be very much precise and crisp in my managerial round, and that's what exactly I done. So I was communicating each and every step with my interviewer, even though I was explaining, even though the puzzle when I was solving, so I was communicating that how I am going to solve this puzzle, what all steps I am taking. So that communication makes sense, what is going back of the mind in your head. So that will make relations, and this is all about the behavioral aspect, managerial round. So that happened very well with my communication skill, what I presented during that. So that is important that you should communicate with the interviewer.
What do you have to say about role of luck?
But yeah, role of luck is definitely there in campus placement. There is a very big role of luck in campus placement. You don't know who all can get placed and with in which company. But I would say never rely on luck factor. Do your work, do whatever you have knowledge. At the end, if you have the knowledge or skills, you will definitely grab a good placement. You should not worry about the luck factor.
So, what do you have to say about mindset, like while preparing for interview or during interview confidence?
Yeah, mindset should be always one thing that you should be like you should behave like a king. You are there to present your 100%. You should not bother about what all things going against yourself. You should always in that state of mind that everything will be in your favor. Even if the interview went very badly, you should not thinking about what all things which are you are saying to the interviewer. Like if your interview is not went good, you should always ask a question after the interview is over. You should always ask about the role of the what I will be the assigned after joining the company, so it will be a positive end of your interview.
Right. So, do you have any other experiences, like any funny incidents during interviews that you want to share?
Yeah, that one funny incident is there. Like after my technical interview, as I was thinking that the my interviewer will not come for my managerial round and I will not get the link. So I just slept for half an hour, and I
Uh-huh.
was not preparing at all for my managerial round. And suddenly,
Uh-huh.
after half an hour, when I got the link, I
Mm-hmm.
surprised, and just I on that 2 or 3 hours, I just focused about the company, and in front of a mirror, I just talked with myself. I didn't read
Mm-hmm.
anything related to technical aspects. I just talked with myself in front of a mirror and about the company. That's all. And have
Mm-hmm.
that thing in my mind that I have to present in a good manner with a good communication skill is only the key of this interview.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So, do you have any important lessons that you have learned over your interview preparation journey or during your college times that you want to share?
Yeah, the very important lessons are never bluff in your resume also, because your resume is something which you should be sharing to the interviewer, and it should be very crisp. It should be in a manner that it do not have irrelevant type of knowledge,
Hmm.
irrelevant type of information like your interest and hobbies. Although you should think like you are applying for a software developer role, and you should be present something which is valuable, like your work experience, like your accomplishments, skills, projects. These all things matters in a resume. Don't add unnecessary things in your resume. That is very important. Other than that, be thorough with your projects. Ask the interviewer if you don't understand the question properly. Always ask the interviewer if you do not understand and clear your doubts. That is very important during the interview. So, and keep communicating with the interviewer. That's all.
Right. So yeah, I think that's all we had planned for this session. Is there anything else left you want to cover?
No, yeah, that's all from my
Okay.
end.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Raj, for being with us. Looking forward to have you again for your further experiences and journey.
Thank you, Vaya. Thank you so much.